Hello and welcome to Boomer Live once again, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are live at the Boomer, and here we're going to be talking about India versus Pakistan. I mean, what a way that was to win a game, and that's been the heaviest win for India, the biggest win in terms of margin in World Cup history against Pakistan for India. It couldn't have gotten any better in a 2023 World Cup at home in front of 130,000 people, and to win it by the way they did. That was a cracking performance. I have Sandeep and Jaren with me. Sandeep, any initial thoughts on that win? That was a crazy game of cricket, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think nobody expected India to dominate this way. I mean, we certainly had a hope that India would come out all guns blazing. But then again, you have to credit Pakistan's collapse. I think it's very difficult to lose 8 wickets for 36 runs in a World Cup. But I understand pressure and the middle order not firing. Then again, we spoke about why Mohammad Nawaz is an useless asset to the team. They could have probably had a Salman Ali Agha in that middle order to strengthen the side. But I don't believe I think it was a very good toss from Rohit Sharma to win. We spoke about it in the pre-match as well. The gut feeling says, I mean, the heart says go to bat first, but the brain says with the analytics and everything, analytics point of view, we should chase. And I think India just made a simple work of 191. I think first of all it was around 280 to 300 pitch. I don't think even a 280 to 300 would have really pressurized India with the start that they got. And once again, the story goes on like that. I mean, the new ball attack from Pakistan just not effective enough. Shaheen Shah Afridi with picking up wickets with the slower deliveries, but Hassan Ali from the other end releasing a lot of pressure, and the flyer that India got off to 79 runs in the power play. If you can dominate the power play against Pakistan, more often than not, you are going to win. So I think it's a great performance from the Indian side, all round performance. All the five bowlers coming in, chipping in with 2 wickets. Shardul Thakur is just there. I don't know why he's there in the team, but he got to bowl only 2 overs. It's fair enough, but I think a clinical performance and India would be very happy that the one with 10 players. They can probably get filled in. If you have to give 2 overs to Shardul Thakur, you can probably play Ashwin as well, because you're not. I mean, you can play anyone. You can play Shami, Ashwin, anybody, because the middle order has also not been tested for from India, because now this is 3 innings now, and India Hardik Pandya hasn't had to bat yet. So that just goes on to show the dominance that they have put on till now. But it's still a long road ahead, and I think they should just focus on game to game, as Rohit Sharma mentioned in the post match.
Absolutely. I mean, Jaren, we always speak about the batters, like Virat Kohli in the first game, Rohit in the second game, Rohit again once. But it's all been set up by the bowlers. That's one thing we ignore time and time again. I think once again, when we go, it has been the bowlers who set this game up beautifully for Team India. 191, you can say you won the game right there. The moment you had that collapse, you won the game, you rolled it up, and Pakistan were never going to come out and challenge you because they were demoralized. They did not see that coming. When Rizwan and Baba was batting, whole of Pakistan was rejoicing. Everyone thought this could have been a 280, 300, or even more with Iftikhar to come in and finish it off for them. But little they know, Suraj striking that downfall, from there on, it was just like a flock of cards. Everybody fell within no time. Credits to Bumrah once again. What a beautiful spell that he bowled there. That ball to Rizwan will be etched in a lot of our memories for a long time. And even that ball to Shadab, where he reverse swung the ball to hit the top of the bail of the off stump, that was incredible. Yeah, as Michael Andrews says, Gantiaka King couldn't really convert it today. But Shaheen waiting to celebrate his fifer is what they say as well. Um, yeah, it's been incredible. To be honest, it's been an incredible performance from India.
It was just comprehensive as they come. We did everything right. I think from fielding to batting to bowling, there was nothing that went Pakistan's way. Unfortunately for them, I think there was a lot of pressure. That's what happens, right? Today the ground, the Ahmedabad ground was just a cauldron of pressure, and I think the Pakistan players just ended up getting boiled in that pressure because it went well when the crowd was quiet for that partnership between Babar and Rizwan for a while, and before that Babar and Imam as well. But the crowd always came in. Even small victories for India, right? Where a good fielding or a good, an effort which stopped runs, it was appreciated by the crowd, and that built a lot of pressure. I mean, I remember when this wicket started tumbling, the ground was shaking at a point in time, and you just realized that it was too much for anyone to handle. And obviously, when we are playing Pakistan, there's something in the Indians that really comes out, a different side of the Indians where you We are ferocious when it comes to facing our arch rivals in any sport, be that may. But having said that, a lot of things to be blamed. Probably you would have to say that Pakistan did not show the right temperament for a high stakes match like this. I can understand these lads have never been in Pakistan before. I mean, in India before rather. And this is the first set of people. I mean, players who are coming. Mohammad Nawaz is the only one who's visited India before, but he never got a chance to play in India. So even for him, this is his first ever match he played in India. So overall, you have to say I think the new lads just completely crumbled under pressure. I mean, the way they were playing, I genuinely thought that they can get to 300 because the thing about Pakistan is they like to preserve the wickets for the last 30 overs. But that was a wrong way to play on this pitch because you saw post the 30th over all sorts of demons rising from that Ahmedabad pitch. The ball, it was a very abrasive surface, and the ball became really old. It started to reverse swing, and the fact that it started to turn as well. So they really dug a hole for themselves in that first 30 overs by preserving wicket and not going after the bowling. And India did the
Right.
complete opposite, right? You saw post the 25th over, one that fact that the dude did not come in made it very difficult for batters to score. And everyone slowed down. And the way Rohit Sharma got out is a very good example of how ball wasn't coming onto the bat post the 25th over. So unfortunately, this is not the kind of pitch where you would actually, because I can understand the strategy of saving your wickets for the last 10 overs or last 15 overs, but on these kind of tracks, that's just digging a hole for yourself. It's digging your own grave.
Absolutely, that's a good summary of the game. I'm only waiting for Aisha, guys. Yeah, hope she joins
Yeah,
soon.
I don't think she's coming today,
Let's
guys.
wait for excuses from Pakistan. Finally, can't see fixed tweet today. They were lucky about the barber. Should have got out early at the LBW. Hasbullah Erasmus saved him. I wanted 10 wickets win, but win is a win. Yeah, I think Kapil is never happy, but at least I hope you're happy with today's win. Let's just take those 2 points. We're on top of the table, lads. And
I think we could have. I talking about Kapil's point. I think we could have improved the net run rate a bit over there towards the end because I think the 20 to 30 over phase after Rohit Sharma got out, India just got a bit cautious and
yeah,
they, I mean, scored the last 40-45 runs in
I
the
mean, I
next
kind
10
of
to
feel
11
Sandeep
overs.
the reason for that was because while I completely agree with you, I think the reason for that was because Pakistan, I mean, India kind of learned the lessons from Pakistan, if that's the best way to say it, because maybe they realized, I think Pakistan misread the pitch. They expected it to be a flat track throughout. And India kind of learned from that first innings that after a certain time, you can't really go full gear. And I think that's also the reason why India really attacked Pakistan in that first 10 overs.
No, but I also feel it wasn't a pitch where you can collapse. I mean, for 8 wickets will fall for just 36 runs because the shot that Babar Azam was attempting was a no-brainer. A ball that is in off stump. You're just trying to glide it to third man. I haven't seen that sort of. I think it was a brain fade moment from Babar Azam. And then I mean, you can say Iftikhar Ahmed was a bit unlucky, but some of the shots that the Pakistani players attempted to play was, I mean, very weird. Rizwan got out against a very good. I mean, it was slower delivery that he couldn't really pick up
yeah.
on. But Shadab Khan and all, they were just they just got deceived from. I mean, there were no demons in the pitch. They just played down the wrong line, and I think there is no excuse for such brain fade wickets. And at one point, I understand
But I think
Pakistan.
Shadab got a beauty, man. I mean, you can't
Yeah,
blame that.
that was obviously a beauty, but I mean, you still expect players like Hassan Ali and players, I mean, the lower order to chip in a bit more because when you
Yeah,
have 6 wickets are down, when you're down 6 wickets and you still have 15 overs to play, and you are in a middle of a collapse where you have already lost 4 wickets, I would expect them to start to build a partnership for the next 5 to 10 overs and then reevaluate as to how much we can reach. And probably at 220, 230, Pakistan could have still gone into the dressing room with a much better state of mind. But some of the shots that they played, I mean, Hassan Ali trying to whack Kuldeep Yadav or Jadeja, that was just bizarre because 10 overs still left to play. Pakistan could have easily put on 220, 230 at the least.
absolutely. I mean, that's an interesting point. Pakistan's next match against wounded Australia in Chinnaswamy. Good luck with that. Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's in Chinnaswamy, and Pakistan after that goes to Chennai to play Afghanistan, and they play South Africa there as well. So South Africa is not going to be an easy challenge. Neither is going to be Afghanistan in Chennai. This match was like a dead rubber. It was certainly. Babar Azam Rizwan partnership was a great one for a test match session. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. That was such a harmless partnership, as Virat Kohli once said, you should just carry on your technique and the base in different formats. Babar Azam took it very seriously that whatever he's doing in the test match, He just continued to do that in all formats, and such a harmless partnership. It did not bother India at all,
Come on,
even when
guys.
we were
I
150,
feel that they were playing for the. I mean, they were looking to replicate what KL Rahul and Virat Kohli did in the Asia Cup. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody cannot. I, I mean, repeat such a great innings and a great partnership. But they tried. I mean, going at a strike rate of 70, 75, just playing down, wasting 10 to 15 overs. It wasn't that bad. I mean,
42
you
dot
expect
balls in an innings by Rizwan, Sandeep
obviously
Wani.
you expect that kind of a knock from Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam. I know they have the highest successful run chase right now, and Mohammad Rizwan was a huge part. But you have to give
Against
agree to the
who?
fact that
Against who?
against Sri Lanka, but yeah, no, I get that point. But you have to agree to the fact that Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam, towards the earlier parts of their innings, wastes a lot of deliveries, and they go at a strike rate of 70 to 75. Only when they can convert that into 100, the strike rate improves a bit. But
Absolutely.
I feel that is. I mean, we can call it stat padding, but I'm
What's happening? They score runs. Match
that
is
that
not.
80 that 86 runs partnership was really important for them to, I mean, stay in the game, because otherwise it would have been 150 all out and it would have
Yeah.
looked worse.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see that worm here as well when it comes to that crazy fall from from Pakistan. Sachin's reply to Shoaib in X. I've not seen Sachin's reply. I saw Sehwag's reply. I don't know if you're talking about that. Sachin was in the comment. I don't know about Sachin's reply though. But yeah, if you look at Pakistan that innings, the way in which it fell down, it just fell down like how I don't want to use that analogy, but it'll be way too disrespect to use that analogy right now. But either way, it just fell down like a collapsed building. That's what I would say. So, or a building which got hit by a flight, for that matter, or either way. Um, but to be very honest, India, that start which Rohit Sharma gave, really put India in the game from the very word go. Even that Shubman 16 runs, that was with intent. From the very first or second over, the Pakistan were out of the game. Whatever possibilities they had was to maybe strike in the first over, not to let India score a lot of runs in the first 6 overs, but that was not helpful at all in the Jaren.
I mean, if you look at the way they played the game, right? They played. I think Babar and Rizwan played at a point in time where they were, it was most comfortable time to bat. The ball wasn't turning. Kuldeep wasn't getting much turn. Jadeja, I think Bumrah said it rightly. It was inconsistent turn, and I felt like if you're bowling at a quicker pace, you were getting a little bit more turn than some of the others. But even then, it was not innocuous amount of turn. And if you look at Babar, you already I mean, not Babar, Rizwan, you already mentioned a dot ball percentage of 61 percentage dot ball. But I think what was worse was probably with him, giving, I think the most balls he faced from was Jadeja, and their dot ball percentage was some 57. And Kuldeep Yadav as well, where he faced around 18 deliveries from him. Again, a dot ball percentage of 66.7. So the only person he really went after was Mohammad Siraj in that middle overs period. I think he struck a couple of boundaries, and that's the reason why he was
I
able
then
to.
same over he got out as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, correct. So till then, you would probably say that it was not as good. And with Babar Azam, I think if you look at the win probability, right, it was only Babar Azam's innings which added to Pakistan's win probability. Everyone else played a negative impact innings, including Rizwan. But then, win probability can be a little bit unreliable because it also shows that Bumrah's spell also did not allow India to win, because that's also, I think he really got going in that second half of the period. So all of that does add up. But issue really began once Babar's wicket fell. You felt like Rizwan, India put a lot of pressure on Rizwan and just did not give him strike, did not allow him to turn strike. And South
And
Shakil
also,
as
I
well
think
did not
when
provide.
I'm talking about Rizwan's impact, I think Rizwan was at 45 or 46 when Babar Azam got out, and then he
Yeah.
managed to score only 3 runs and got I think his wicket was the sixth wicket in the innings, so he could add only 3 to 4 runs from one end, whereas from the other end wickets were falling in heaps,
Precisely.
and
I
that is
think
where I think
that's also where, someone like Saud Shakil and the way he was
exactly.
looking, he looked really, really uncomfortable. And that kind of transferred the pressure on Rizwan. India did really good. They filled in that inner circle, did not give them any chance to rotate single. And with Babar as well, right? He primarily went after Hardik Pandya when Hardik Pandya was not looking that good. If you look at again how they faced Kuldeep Yadav and Jadeja, how he faced, again, those are the two people he faced the most, right? He only scored 17 runs of 32 deliveries against them. So that is not really helping. Again, dot ball percentage is high. So when you're batting in the middle, I think what's the greatest thing about Indian middle order batters, right? You look at someone like KL, you look at someone like Virat Kohli. What they do so well, I mean, if you just look at KL Rahul today, you'll probably realize an exception. Like, he didn't play a lot of deliveries, and one thing that he did do, not today rather, but if you look at how he plays, he doesn't give a lot of dot ball percentage. Today, I think, especially towards the second half, he was trying to allow for Shreyas's 50, so he played a lot of dot deliveries, which, I mean, I wouldn't really support that, but then we had almost finished the match, and I think the net run rate is good enough for us. But it was unselfish of him. But otherwise, you would look at how he plays. This lad does not give ballers time to settle down. So that's the
Absolutely.
way you do in the middle overs, right? You don't allow ballers to settle down. You don't allow a lot of ballers to ball in and pile in those dot balls. And I think that is the one difference between this Pakistan team and this Indian team when it comes to one-day cricket. One-day cricket, again, Iftikhar also, right? When he came on to bat, played a lot of dot deliveries. So that's not the way you go. I mean, Rohit Sharma is a good example. Just had a dot ball percentage of 42.9 against Harris Roth, as low as 18.2. So it's just incredible stuff from him. And that is the reason why Pakistan never got into the game.
And I think with
Absolutely.
Iftikhar, he'll have to understand the roles as well. I think he got out in the over where Shahid Shakil got out. He got a half volley from Kuldeep Yadav, smashed it for a boundary, and the very next delivery he got out. He'll have to understand to pace his innings. I think off late Iftikhar has been very tentative, and he looks to get going from ball one. And you are when you're playing in Pakistan in flat tracks, you can expect to do that, to come in and smack the ball like Asif Ali used to do. But Iftikhar Ahmed was chosen and Asif Ali was, dropped from the Pakistan side because of his inconsistencies and because of his one-dimensional game. I hope Iftikhar Ahmed realizes that he is in that number 6 position, not just to come in and toying the ball, but to
Yeah.
play a mature innings or a cautious innings when needed. And that was the difference between the Indian side as well. Kohli got out. There was no pressure in terms of the run rate when Kohli got out. But Shreyas Iyer could have easily tried to go at a strike rate of 100, 110 because Rohit Sharma was really tonking the ball from the other end. But he played a very mature knock today. He knew that a not out would be really, really crucial for his and the team's perspective as well. So I think that not out from Shreyas Iyer and even a KL Rahul did not give his wicket away cheaply, which some of the Pakistani batters did. That is a huge concern. You have to put a price on that wicket. You cannot give it away cheaply.
Yeah. Yeah, true. We'll take some comments right now. India was in a bothering situation only against Australia after it's been walking the park. In Ravi Shastri's word, they felt like 9 pins. We are absolutely cooking. Aisha is a little sad. And he says India was naive and Pakistan was butter. But having said that, one factor which we have to talk about in today's game, especially as Jen mentioned about the dot ball percentage as well, I think what's concerning for Pakistan is one is Iftikhar's performance, his consistency factor, but more than all that, what's more concerning is their bowling once again, to be very fair. Even against Sri Lanka, they look a little clueless. Even today, the number of boundaries they were leaking. They had no plan against India. They were trying to bowl short to Rohit Sharma. He will absolutely sit and hook you day in and day out, and he'll play that pull off the front foot as well. That's exactly what happened. They were trying to go short at India. They had no plans, and it just looks like a one-dimensional bowling attack at this point. And next game they're
And
going to be
I
coming up
also
against
feel the
Australia.
quality. I think they lack in quality in the middle overs because they did not pick up any wickets in the
Yeah.
middle overs. Okay, Rohit Sharma got out, but apart from that, they bowled 20.3 overs after the power play, and they only managed to pick that
To
one
be
wicket.
very
And the
fair, let's be
spinners,
honest, Sandeep, none of those wickets were, great
yeah.
wickets.
None of
Batters
them
threw it away in
could
all
be
three
credited to.
occasions.
Yeah, exactly. Shubman Gill absolutely middled that delivery. Kohli played a loose shot, and I think Rohit Sharma was deceived by the slower delivery. You can probably give Shaheen Shafridi a bit of credit where the ball just held on to the pitch. But apart from that, I think the spinners have gone wicketless, and this is what we have been pointing out. You cannot win matches in India if your spinners are not performing. Mohammad Nawaz and Shadab Khan are very, very defensive bowlers, and India could you could see that they could actually toy around with them. Shreyas Iyer was hitting sixes for fun when he wanted to. KL Rahul hit a boundary when he wanted to. If you want, you can just take them apart. Otherwise, just knock 4-5 runs throughout the over, and they just go about their business in a very defensive way. They okay. Babar Azam towards the end tried to get some of the fielders in and put some pressure on India when there was no pressure, when the game was already done and dusted. I think it the bowling accompanied by the captaincy. I'll not probably give a lot of blame to the captaincy because they did not have enough runs to defend, but the bowling was still very defensive. And if you go wicketless, being a spinner bowling 20 overs, that's been the difference, because Kuldeep Yadav is picking lots of wickets in the middle overs. Ravindra Jadeja picked up 3 wickets against Australia, 2 wickets today. So he's also contributing when the team needs him to. So the spinners are picking 4 to 5 wickets in at an average in the middle overs, and the pacers are coming in as well. Bumrah is bowling exceedingly well in the second spell. Siraj is coming in and picking up 1 or 2 wickets in the middle. Hardik Pandya can come in and bowl at any stage of the game. Pakistan don't have that. Shaheen Shah Afridi is predominantly a new ball bowler. In the middle overs, if he has to be effective, he just has to rely on the slower delivery. I don't see any other variation where
Absolutely.
Shaheen Shah Afridi is really with the same. He's sort of causing any problems to the batter. Same is the case with Hassan Ali. And I think Harris Roth as well. He's more of a death overs bowler. So that
I
middle
don't
over
think
period
Harris
is where
Roth has
Pakistan is
been
really
any
lacking.
effective in this format, to be very honest. I can understand Harris Roth is a phenomenal T20 bowler, but his impact in the one days or even the test matches, I think that's just he's just because of one-dimensional bowler. What can he do with the slower balls? He's getting hit. He becomes extremely hittable because his lengths are all over the place. It's great for T20 to mix up your lengths, but for a one-day format, you have to be consistent with your length, with especially the kind of format with the kind of spells you're bowling. If you're coming in the middle overs, you're supposed to hit the length and then try to get the batters to play that wrong shot. That's antithetical to what Harris Roth is bowling, or antithetical to what Mohammad Wasim was bowling. Even for the matter, even Shaheen Afridi has been all over the place in this World Cup so far. I know he's gotten wickets here and there, but he's been all over the place in this World Cup. Guess the number of sixes hit by Pakistan. The same number as wins in Pakistan has against India in the 50 overs World Cup. That is zero,
I
and
mean,
Pakistan
interesting
is
fact, right, guys? Since 2023, right, start of 2023, Pakistan is the only team which has not hit a six in the power play. They've been way too conservative in the power play. I mean, just going over the overs breakthrough as well. The only time Pakistan hit 6 runs per over was between 26 to 30 when that partnership was going on. And then that ended, right? I mean, even when they were on top, they only lost 1 wicket till the till the 29th over. Their economy rate was not anything. I think if you break it down to 5 overs each, right, throughout, and you make it into 10 parts, you'll probably see that they never crossed 5 runs per over. When they were on top, they were absolutely on top. Ball was coming onto the bat, and that's the reason why I say that they dug their own grave. And after the 30th over, it just completely collapsed. There's no expectation. There's no obviously you won't real. I mean, you won't rely on them to do anything more than what they did. But you would have to say that they did not create a base, even though they felt like they were, because the ball started reversing. All these demons came out, and it was already way too late. But having said that, you would have to say that when you look at the bowling, right? On the other hand, when you look at Pakistan's bowling, you'll see that there was never a period in the game except for that 20, I think, except for 20 to 30th over when India had lost a couple of wickets, and I think Rohit Sharma was also dismissed in that period where India reduced below 6 runs. Till the 20th over, they were going above 6 runs per over. Power play 7.4 runs per over. It was just impossible to stop. And interestingly enough, between that 11 to 15th over, right, just after the end of the power play, India's dot ball percentage was less, 25 percentage. So it was not like Pakistan at all troubled Indian batters. And I don't think there was any difference in the pitch. Only thing that I saw was under the lights, the ball did a little bit more than what it did in the power play for Pakistan. I mean, for Indian bowlers. So I genuinely think this Pakistan team, if they can't take wickets in the power play, doesn't matter what they do with the bat, they're always in the doldrums.
Yeah, that's something which Babar also accepted very honestly, saying that our biggest downfall in this tournament has been their inability to pick up wickets in the power play. Even against Sri Lanka or a little bit against India, their inability to pick up wickets in the power play has been even more glaring. Remember against Sri Lanka as well. If not for Kushal Mendes not getting out there, that could have been a 370, 390 chase, and that game could have gone anywhere. And that's exactly what we've been talking about. Now against Australia in Chinnaswamy, we don't know what to expect, right? That Australian team isn't going to come out and be like, wow, it's Pakistan. We are 2-0 down. I think it's a worse team for Pakistan to run into at this point. A wounded Australian team, as I think Kapil or Teju had mentioned it, a wounded Australian team in a ground like Chinnaswamy with this bowling which Pakistan has, that's not a good news for Pakistan at all, isn't it, Sandeep?
Exactly, and I think they'll. I mean, I was skeptical about Australia being able to beat Pakistan at the Chinnaswamy, because Pakistan have real good batters as well. But at the end of the day, it is going to boil down to the spinners. I spoke about it yesterday as well. It's going to boil down between what Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja is doing versus what Mohammad Nawaz and Shadab Khan is doing in the middle overs. But a lot will also boil down towards the opening bowlers as well. And Mitchell Stark has been in red hot form. Come the World Cup, Mitchell Stark brings his A game. He is picking up lots of wickets in the power play. And along with Josh Hazelwood as well, they picked up 3 wickets against India really early on. And even in the game, even in the last game, they were able to pick up an early wicket, but then things slipped out from their hand. But I still feel, I mean, not early, I mean, till the power play, but I still feel that Pakistan wouldn't really mind playing at the Chinnaswamy because a high scoring ground. And if they get to chase and if they know exactly what Australia has put in, I think their batters can do the job. But having said that, I think the bowlers will have to improve by leaps and bounds. And if I have to be very, very critical about some of India's performance today, I think Mohammad Siraj was the weak link, even considering Shardul Thakur's 2 overs as well. I think early on he was being a bit too greedy. He was erring in line, erring in length. He was going for that fuller delivery, and a lot of balls were towards on the leg side as well, where some of the players, Imamul Haq, for example, who was completely out of form, was getting out to the short ball. India didn't really employ that short ball tactic against him early on, and some of the balls were coming in the leg side, and Pakistan got off to a flyer. I mean, 20 odd runs in 3 overs is not something you expect from Pakistan in a high octane clash against India. But they did get off to that start because Siraj was being a bit greedy. But then towards the later half as well, I mean, he bowled 1 or 2 jaffers, but in between, I think Siraj wouldn't be too happy with his performance today.
Yeah, absolutely. John says, "Lol, Pakistan just crumbled like their economy." Uh, Lanti performance is what Aisha says. China can't rescue Pakistan on cricket field. That's what John says.
John is
Either way,
being really brutal at this point in time. I mean, that those are some brutal comments. But
China
yeah,
couldn't rescue Pakistan even in the Asian Games.
yeah, but yeah, they couldn't. Either way, but Pakistan's cricket are in doldrums against quality oppositions. The world number one or the greatest team in galaxy has officially failed. It's a rare
But
failure.
but Abel, I mean, the world number one team has failed, but the number one batsman in the world got a well
Yeah,
deserved
do you
half
know the
century.
stat? Shubman Gill plus Virat Kohli is equal to 20, 32 runs.
Yeah,
But Babar Azam is 50 runs. Babar Azam win by what, 18 runs.
18
And what
runs
does that mean?
exactly.
Who's the world number one? Do we have any
Babar
questions?
Azam
Who's the
for
world number one?
sure.
Babar Azam most runs trophy gets to Pakistan, guys. Can we clap?
Babar Azam was the third highest run scorer in okay, second highest run scorer tied with Shreyas Iyer as well in today's game.
Yes.
I think he did
Doesn't
a
matter, doesn't
brilliant
matter.
job.
Most runs trophy goes to Pakistan. Babar Azam most runs versus Kohli. First 50
Exactly.
versus India. That's why Bobby steps out when situation is in
I
danger.
mean, this is
Vicky
genuinely
Badshah.
manufacturing your own happiness because it's not even like Babu was the highest run getter in the match.
Doesn't matter.
I would have
Talking
understood
about the
if you.
highest run getter in the match,
Hassan
I
Ali had
think
more
you
runs
have
than
to
Virat
feel for
Kohli.
Rohit Sharma because I think it's another century that he deserved. And with 33 needed, 16 needed for him to get to that century, I think he would have cruised through it, and we would have got 8 centuries out of 20 games, which
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
unfortunately did not happen. But the form that he looks in, and if he can get India to these sort of starts, I think he's replicating what a Virendra Sehwag and Tendulkar did for India in the
I
2011
said
World
if
Cup.
Shubman also gets going, I can
Yeah.
imagine that's gonna be one crazy opening duo. And I think
No, but
now,
but you have to
as
you have to love the fact that we were criticizing India for slow starts in T20s, different format, but India are getting us off to brilliant starts. Be it Ishan Kishan and Rohit Sharma, or Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma. Apart from that game against Australia where we were
yeah,
2 for 3.
I think as much as the credit we give to Rohit Sharma for his batting, his captaincy has been top notch in this World Cup time and time again. The way he has rotated the
Perfect, beautiful.
borders, the way in which he has brought in ballers at the right time today to bring in Siraj for the second spell, getting Babar, bringing Bumrah for the second spell, that changed and turned open that match completely. Outstanding way in which he has used Kuldeep as well. Kuldeep as well. He's not really thrown Kuldeep in situations where he felt like Kuldeep might go for a lot of runs, and usage of Jadeja and Hardik Pandya. Today he knew Hardik was one of the most effective bowler. used him for more overs than Shardul Thakur, and used Jadeja with perfection as well. I think you have to give credit. It's been a 9 on 10 performance from Rohit Sharma as a captain, and batting just adds to it to make it maybe a 10 on 10 performance.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, encapsulated everything that I think this statement here by Kapil, right? It just perfectly mentions, says everything because there's something about
Aisha, we don't have to feel it's insult. It's just a small banter. We don't insult anybody. It's absolutely, we love the
Yeah.
Padosians. Hope the TVs are safe. Tissue papers are there. Just taking care of you. We are still concerned. That's what I want to say.
I mean, I just want to say about Rohit, right? I mean, it's just, I think what Kapil said earlier, right? As Rohit said, they are on mission World Cup. And there's something about this team, right? Look at the way Kohli is upset when he gets out, or the way Rohit is disappointed he doesn't get to 100, or how KL, I mean, all of these things, or even the way these guys celebrate the wickets. And I think there's just something about this team. The team atmosphere is at the best in a long time. And you can see that this team wants to win. I'm not saying this will lead to a win because I don't want to jinx it. I'm too worried. But there is
We're not
something
winning it, bro. We're not the
Semi-finals,
favorites. Why
semi-finals.
you want to talk about it? We're not number one. Pakistan number one.
absolutely, absolutely.
Number
We're
one
nowhere
team,
yet.
not number
We're
one.
nowhere
Number
yet.
one
Today
team.
was just an
Number one
aberration.
is not us,
Today was
guys.
just an
Number one is
aberration.
not us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that. But I just talking about just Rohit Sharma, right? One thing that I really appreciate, I mean, just about his batting, he did not have any one bowler in that Pakistan team where he was striking below 100. He was just absolutely all over them. I don't think they he. I mean, I was a bit worried initially when he started. I think it was a Afridi delivery which he almost gave to a mid-on for a
Mid on.
catch, and then
Yeah.
there was I think another outside edge when he tried to step out and smash, and I was a bit worried. But once he got over that initial hiccup, he was just on song. There's a shot that he played when Shaheen Shafi the ball had slower delivery. He just caressed the
That was
ball.
Harris Roff.
Harris
Yeah.
Rock, sorry.
Harris Rock, Harris Rock.
90 meters. I have no idea how he came up with that.
I
And he
mean,
did
no
nothing
respect
to
Oh,
shown
move
look
to
at the
across.
first
Harris
ball
Rock
of the
and Shaheen
match, right?
Afridi.
The flick. We often were scared about Shaheen targeting Rohit's pads. Rohit was
Yeah.
ready. He
Oh,
flicked
he's
him the
learned that
first ball.
trick. I think
That was the
he's
message sent right there. That we are not
First
here to
delivery
just.
itself.
yeah.
We're not here to sit and block. We're not scared of you. We're
Yeah,
here to
yeah.
attack you and take you off. And that was the
And
intent too.
And I
yeah,
think
I
you
mean,
rightly
that
mentioned
was
that
the issue with
Shubman Gill's
Pakistan,
knock of
right?
16 was very crucial as well because he just
Yeah.
set the tone, hitting Hassan Ali and Shaheen Shafri for boundaries like they did in the Asia
Yeah.
Cup game as well. That put
I
India
mean,
in
when
a
he scored
commanding
the 16
position.
on Sunny Money, that's where Rohit was able to escape that hiccup, right? Because there was no
Exactly.
pressure on Rohit. What Shubman Gill's first shot in the air was a shot that he got out on. The rest of it was
Exactly.
just classical punches down the cover region, the leg side. It was just beautiful batting, and that's where you felt like India were taking, at least till Shubman Gill got out playing that cut in the air, and you knew Shubman was upset because I don't think he was trying to play that in the air, or at least if he was trying to play it a lot more powerfully. That's the only ball which he overcooked. The rest of it was just perfection, and that's where I was a little disappointed he got out there. But then, my God, I mean, India just played like a dream today. When you say India-Pakistan match, this match had everything that an Indian fan wanted, and that's the reason why it was so boring. Because we never
Yeah,
were
it was
challenged,
boring.
not even once.
I told you it was very one sided, very one sided. मेरे को नहीं देखना है नेक्स्ट मैच दफा हो जा सब. अरे ऐसा मत बोलो यार, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ तो मैच है अगले 6 दिन में.
Come
क्या
on,
करूं?
Aisha, your team has done really well against some of the most challenging oppositions like Sri
Yeah.
Lanka, Netherlands. So I mean,
Great
Netherlands has got
captaincy
really
by
well.
Rohit. He rotated the way he rotated the ballers. Thakur is struggling. I mean, Thakur, whoever is that sixth baller in this team is going to struggle. I don't think they're going to be used a lot. I still think Ashwin could have played today's game, especially that kind of
Exactly.
pitch.
If you that is my point, right? If you're not bowling, if you're not taking Shardul Thakur as a proper bowler, or if you're not playing a Mohammad Shami, then might as well go with Ashwin because he'll give you better scope with the bat as well. He has improved a lot. He's a very handy batter at number 8 for Team India, and he can give you 6 to 7 overs at least. On an off day, Ashwin can come in and give you 6 to 7 overs, and you don't have to probably rely on a Jadeja is bowling beautifully, and Hardik Pandya is doing his job as well. But then you don't have to rely on them to complete their quota of 10 overs because you are. And I have seen this with Rohit Sharma that he has been very wary of giving Shardul Thakur the ball as well whenever he's playing. He's just using him for 3 to 4 overs with the ball. That makes no sense to me. Unless you're playing him for luck, that is a different thing altogether. But if you don't want to play, if you're not playing him for luck, if you can change your team composition, play Ashwin. I think he's a far better candidate on all three aspects: bowling,
Yeah.
batting, fielding.
Absolutely. We're going to be playing Pune next against Bangladesh, a
on the
track which
19th.
offers quite a lot for batters and even for the seamers, not a lot for spinners for sure. But it can be a tricky Pune track. We've seen it time and time again. I personally think in Pune at least against Bangladesh, we can afford to go in with a Mohammad Shami and see how he goes about. Remember, Mohammad Shami has a good record against Bangladesh. And to add to that, that Pune track often offers bounce and even towards the lateral. There's no lot of dew which we get in Pune. That's one thing which is very consistent with Pune. That over the years, we've not seen a lot of dew in Pune, and the ball tends to do quite a lot under lights. If, for example, Prasidh Krishna picking up those 4 wickets, or even when Jasprit Bumrah was bowling well in Pune, Umesh Yadav doing well in Pune in the Test matches, there's something in the Pune wicket always for the Pacers. And I think the next match, India can afford to take that risk and playing with three seamers, three genuine seamers, and see how it goes. I mean, I don't think India will be challenged as much as any of these teams against Bangladesh. No disrespect to them, but it is not the Bangladesh favoring pitch. The pitch is not going to turn. I think it's one of the better places to play Bangladesh than on a Chennai wicket, than on any other wicket in India.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially look at what New Zealand employed against Bangladesh, right? They brought in their extra pacers. We noticed that yesterday as well. And look at the ones who performed in that match. I mean, it was the fast bowlers who did it. And, you didn't even need a Mitch Santner, the second highest wicket taker in the tournament. I think at that point in time when they played that match, he was the highest. Today, Bumrah, I think, eclipsed him and became eight. I mean, it took 8 wickets and all. Economy is the reason, is a differentiation between the two, and that's why Bumrah is on top. But if you look at how Bangladesh, I mean, collapsed, it was Lockie Ferguson, the one with the highest pace, who really bowled well. Trent Bolt and Matt Henry did a very good job as well. So looking at that, I think that is a very good. I mean, that is a risk you're taking. Obviously, you're reducing the batting. I mean, the batting by bringing in Mohammad Shami. But I think how Bangladesh is going on, maybe you can bring in an extra fast bowler and just create a little bit more issues. And then you obviously have a Hardik Pandya and the way he's bowling. I think you can probably rely on a Jadeja and Hardik Pandya to do the
Yeah.
job when they are required to do so.
Hmm.
So having said that, maybe that's not a bad option. Um, Probably also, I mean, depending on how the pitch behaves, it might not be a bad option to maybe bring in an Ashwin as well.
I don't
If the
think
pitch is,
Ashwin will be a
but I don't know
possibility
if
in Pune at least.
yeah, I mean, it's
I
not
don't think
been
Ashwin will be a
very.
possibility until we go to, I think we play South Africa in Eden Gardens, or who do
But
we play after New Zealand?
we haven't had a game. I mean,
In
in
Pune for
Pune
a
so far.
while now.
I think we play
Yeah. So
England in Lucknow. Maybe that's where Ashwin might come in after South Africa. No, after New Zealand and Dharamshala, because I don't see
yeah.
in Dharamshala Ashwin coming in. Neither am I going to see him play in Pune because that's never been spinners friendly pitches. It's always been
It's been
flatter
the
pitches where
most
fast ballers had something.
fast bowler friendly pitch in India in its history, but it's been a while since Pune has been also
Exactly. So we'll have to
renowned.
see
So
how
you know
Pune
how the
goes.
pitch
I mean,
behaves.
yeah, exactly. Because we haven't had a game in Pune in this World Cup as well, and for quite some time as well. So
True.
unless there is a sudden change like the Lucknow pitch, we don't see Ashwin featuring in the next two games for India.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I think after the next game against New Zealand, India have got a good 7-day break until we play England, because then we travel to Lucknow to play England. That's going to be an interesting game as well, because we don't know how England is going to be prepared, what is going to be England's position by then. But I think India needs some break. India got a 5-day break from here on to play Bangladesh, and they've got a 3-day break. That is a small one against New Zealand, where we travel up to Dharamshala. From what I've seen of Dharamshala pitch, it's been all day game, so it's early to judge, but it's flat. It's very flat. If you're ready to really apply yourself, you can score a lot of runs, and you can pick up wickets if you're bowling in the right areas, like Reece Topley did, or for that matter, some of the Bangladesh Sharif will also bowl really well, I felt. So that's about it from us for today. I mean, for India, they've got a couple of challenges for Pakistan as well. They've got major challenges, but Pakistan will be in south of India for the next 2 weeks. We will be receiving them in Bangalore. Pakistan is coming to our town for the first time. So Bangalore awaits Pakistan's entry. At least like Hyderabad, I don't know. They're not going to get a lot of support in Bangalore like Hyderabad. They're not going to see Jitega Pakistan Jitega chance in Bangalore for sure. Definitely not in Chennai. But either way,
Also added
Bangalore
to
may,
the fact that you have a
But
couple of
can we know
Bengaluru lads
where
playing the
exactly
match.
Pakistan is staying in
yeah,
Bangalore, so that we can go and
telling it,
get
telling it.
autographs from our favorite Babar
Yeah,
Badshah.
Aisha, we can convey some messages if you want to. We stay
Oh
nearby.
no, I think
Yeah,
Rohit
I saw
is.
some lunty
Can you
performance
believe
from
I am
I
going to
mean in
be
the
breathing the
comments.
same air as Bobby Badshaw? Whew, damn, days I live for. But either way, on that note,
And
Pakistan land in
superstar
Bangalore.
Rizwan as well. I think we can call Rizwan the superstar for his
Yeah,
antics.
I'll give him Volany. Actually, one of my friend who has a lot of Volany collection, I will give it to him as well. Next time he doesn't get
You
cramps.
could see him limping from the first ball itself. The first delivery, I thought that here we go
I
again.
loved Virat
But then he
Kohli's
composed
reaction today.
himself.
But either
Oh,
way,
Virat Kohli's reaction was absolute. I think that whole period when Rizwan came on to bat, just before that, Hardik Pandya scolding the ball and then kissing it,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
Indian parent like. Remote is not working, you throw it. If the ball is not working, you yell at it. And then Virat Kohli asking Babar Azam to hurry it on his fictional watch. Oh, interestingly enough, Virat Kohli came wearing the wrong jersey as well. He came in wearing those
yeah,
white
Exactly, yeah.
stripes, and then he
but
realized India flag is not there. I mean, the Indian stripes are not there. Went back. So a lot of antics today. I think that was the most
very
exciting part about this match.
that was the only
Also, I
exciting part
think
about today's match. Nothing
we
else.
have to talk about that Imam ul Haq fielding effort. Where you know what they say, right? If Mohammed doesn't come to the mountain comes to Mohammed. In a very similar fashion, if the ball doesn't go to the boundary cushions will come to the ball. This is brilliant today.
But either way, welcome to the land of the South Indian delicacies. डोसा सांबार इडली चटनी सब खा रहे हैं तो खा जा तो नॉनवेज चाहिए तो बता देना हम डिलीवर कर सकता है बाबर भाई हम इधर ही है एक कॉल और हम पहुंच जाएंगे होटल मैं संदीप बने और जेरन I'm going to be breathing the same air as a Pakistan team, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully, an
Aisha कोई
exclusive
मैसेज है तो
interview.
बोल देना please. Yeah. चलो
I really
on that
want an
note,
interview. Yeah.
Biryani with
Good
Babar.
night.
how about biryani with Babar and Boomer 11? Woo! Let's go.
That's a
Guys,
great
if you have
segment.
contacts, please hook us up and we'll have a special show, Biryani with Babar.
कल पाकिस्तान पहुंच रहे Bangalore for the first time. Bangalore awaits Pakistan. Let's go to the airport tomorrow, boys. Let's receive them.
Sure. Why not?
Who's in?
We'll travel 3.5 hours, spend a lot of money just to see the great
Yeah,
man.
I will do it.
Babar
It's my
Azam come out
lifetime
of the airport. Yeah.
All right. Bye bye. We'll be at the airport live streaming tomorrow, boys. We'll see ya from there.
Good night.
Bye bye.
guys.
Take care.